Hello everyone, my name is Nex, and today I'm going to be guiding you all the way through actually obtaining the Bedrock item in Vanilla Survival. So yeah, you can actually obtain the Bedrock block in Vanilla Survival, and this is a little tedious, but it is very much possible. As you can see, I just got a piece of Bedrock. And yeah, this is a marvel of technology, also by the Techrock server. So you may have seen Silentwisperer's video on obtaining Bedrock, that was also from Techrock technology. And yeah, this right here is pretty awesome. This is actual full vanilla survival. So yeah, I am going to be guiding you on how to set this thing up, what the downsides and advantages are, and of course why you should build this. So first of all, Bedrock is pretty much an indestructible block, so it is very dangerous to use this. You are going to have to make sure that your realm owner or whatever allows you to actually do this, so that it's not actually forbidden. If you're in single player, just go ahead and do this, because this is pretty cool. But yeah, it has its dangers, and it's definitely not to be used, you know, this has to be used in caution. Now, a big advantage of the Bedrock actual item is that, of course, you can place it and you can make custom wither cages for tree farms. So that is pretty much the only way you can fully automate tree farms as of now. So that's pretty cool. You can also make obsidian farms and cobblestone farms using the Bedrock item. And yeah, this is pretty useful, but still very dangerous. And of course, another downside is that this is not exactly easy to set up, and this is also definitely not very friendly in terms of if you actually want to make it out alive. So if you are going to build this, you won't be able to return without destroying all these end crystals, so you'll have to suicide into the void. And to take care of that, you can just take an ender chest and put all the items in that, and then just jump to the void, and that will work just fine. And last but not least, this is 100% vanilla survival, so you can do this in full survival. There is no creative, no cheats involved, you know, pretty simple, not exactly very simple, but I'm going to guide you on how to set everything up. Alright, so before we actually set this up, when you go into the end dimension, there is a materials list for the required materials down in the description, and you are definitely going to want to grab these, and you should take a spare of each material, because it is very likely that, for example, the snow golems may die or whatever, or that you accidentally misclick on the crystals and everything blows up, and that would not be very fun. And yeah, you get the idea. Just take a spare of everything. List is in the description. Alright, so before I guide you through, I'm going to explain how this thing actually works. So, we can delete Bedrock using snow layers. As you can see, there is an upwards facing piston below it, and there is a bug in the game that if an upwards facing piston has a transparent block on top, then gravity blocks that are on top of it will stack, so they will not break. And yeah, so this is what we have right here. And we basically use this to break this piece of Bedrock right here. And you may be wondering why there are ender crystals. Now, these ender crystals are constantly placing fire below them, and they are preventing the fountain from properly regenerating. So the end fountain has a feature that it regenerates if all portals are removed. This is in order to make sure that the player always has a way to go back to the overworld without dying. And we make use of that regeneration feature by just spamming ender crystals on every spot where there is an end portal block. And that way we can constantly make the end portal regenerate. So if I break this, this will reappear after a while, as you can see. And this also applies to the Bedrock block above. Now, when we are mining snow layers that this golem right here is going to put right here, we are going to be mining it very fast using haste 2 and efficiency 5 pickaxe, and eventually the Bedrock is going to replace the snow layer. Now, there is a feature / mechanic that if we have silk touch and actually manage to transfer mining progress onto the Bedrock, we can drop the Bedrock block and have it as an actual item in our inventory. Now, this transfer of mining progress only works well when there is lag. So if you are on a realm, you probably don't have to set this right here up. But this is basically about 2 to 3 stacks of sand, which is bouncing up and down a water bubble column. And yeah, this is to cause lag. Now we can just test this out. So in order to use this, we're just going to break this first to see what cooldown it is on. And once it reappears, we break it, press this button, and start mining. And if we are lucky, we should get a bedrock. Nope, we were not lucky. So when that happens, just break that down below, place a button back on, and just toggle this right here. This clock will stack snow layers on top of the piston right here. And yeah, we're just going to leave this running for a little while. Actually, it should be fine for now. It doesn't take that long, and we repeat the process. Now, it's not a very fast process, but you are getting literally the hardest block in the game, and that is pretty nice. As you can see, I believe that dropped into the fire, but it did drop, and yeah, it's not 100% reliable, but that's how it is, because we are literally exploiting the game, and that is not very reliable. As you can see, we just got a better block. Actually, I'm pretty sure, yep, my better block is in my inventory, so we did get it before and it didn't land in the fire. But yeah, as you can see, if you just keep on mining, you may get multiple bedrock in a row, which is great. So you don't have to do as much work, and it's just keeping going. It's all in our inventory. Let's just open up our inventory after it stops. But yeah, you can hear the dropping sounds. It's all going in there. And it stopped, and as you can see, we have 12 bedrock blocks, which is awesome. Alright, so just one last time, because I didn't get on camera before, we stacked some snow layers right here, and we're just going to break this S-stone right here, wait for it to regenerate, and once it regenerates, press the button and start mining. Perfect, as you can see, it dropped the block, and yes, this is in version 1.14 Bedrock Edition and full vanilla survival. So yeah, let's get into the guide. Alright, so we are right on over here where the actual obsidian platform is. So you are going to want to go straight forward, straight for the fountain, and you better have killed the dragon already before you're doing this. But basically from that direction, you can see the obsidian platform is somewhere around here. You want to go right here, just like this. Now what you're going to want to do is clear out a space which should look about like this. So you need to have, go from here to here at least, and from there just clear out that space. I would do about just like this, that works. Actually clear one more block to the side because we are going to need additional room for the redstone. Now go right under this corner block right here, so this is the corner block. Remember, you have to make this facing from the direction where you're coming from the obsidian platform. And just make sure to place a piston right here. So there's going to be 3 blocks between the actual corner block and the piston. And that is pretty nice. Just place a button on top and get yourself a sticky piston. Put it right here. Put a block in front. Put another sticky piston just like this. Then get yourself some redstone dust, just like this. Get yourself another redstone block, another piece of redstone dust. This is going to be our clock. We're just going to turn that off for now by placing a lever on top, which is pretty straightforward. Now place one dust right here, and you're going to want to place some salt blocks just like this, and get yourself another button. And just like this. Now remember, this button, you can reuse it. It will be waiting for you at the bottom when you actually trigger the thing for the first time. And yeah, it's pretty much fine for now. What we're going to want to do now though is just fill that out. And we are going to want to place our snow golem in there. So just place 3 slabs like this. Put some nether brick actual fences on top. Now these have to be nether brick fences because later on we will have actual ender crystals there and they produce fire, and that would probably set those fences on fire if it weren't nether brick fences. Now place in your snow golem and make sure he doesn't move before we can push him in and trap him in there. Now we have to use fences and not glass panes because if we push him right up against there, he can actually fall through that corner gap right here. So that would not be good with glass panes. So we are using nether brick fences. As you can see, if we toggle this right here, this is going to stack snow layers on top, and of course the button is going to break once we actually trigger it, and yeah, we're going to reuse that button. Now just wait about 30 seconds or so, and that should be enough. And now you're going to press this button, and as you can see, that is going to delete the bedrock. Now we are going to have to take 1 obsidian so that we can place our first ender crystal on top. Just like that. Now, here comes the part that is extremely dangerous. Make sure, especially if you are on mobile, to not tap on the crystals or click on the crystals in any way. I guess right click works, but yeah, don't. Because they are going to blow up and it's going to hurt a lot. Not just your actual in-game health bar, it's also going to hurt your feelings because you will have lost a lot of time and precious resources. Blah, I can't talk. Precious resources, that's right. Anyways, with your end crystals and courage in hand, just place a block right here and put a piston facing this way. Now, again, make sure you don't trigger the crystal. Now, just put a button on the side and push it around. Now we are going to remove all these end portal blocks except for 1 because we don't want to trigger the regeneration yet. So just keep pushing it around. I'm gonna make a little time lapse so you can see the way I do it. Now we are right here up against that last portal block right here, and don't push the crystal forward. Just remove all that 5 for now, and what you're going to do now is place in all the other crystals, and this is going to be extremely dangerous, so make sure to not misclick on the crystals. I can't stress it enough. If you are exploding yourself up and you are mad, please don't let it out in the comments because I can't do anything about it. Now, what you're going to want to do is place your last crystal on top of that obsidian that we already placed and have a piston going this way, and that way we can push the crystal in place and this will start regeneration mode. So as you can see, the fountain will start regenerating constantly, which is pretty good. Now is a pretty good time to start setting up our beacon base. So you're just going to want to make a max beacon base and put haste 3 on it. And you probably know how to make a beacon base, and yeah, you get the idea. By the way, if you want a fast way to get beacon base blocks, so that would be gold in my case, check out my gold farm. I posted that video yesterday, and it is a great way to gain gold quickly. It gives you about 5 stacks and 49 blocks of gold every hour, which is awesome. Next up, we're going to set up our lag machine. Now, this lag machine is needed in order to make sure that the actual mining process transfer gets done reliably, and that needs lag. Now, this is going to depend on a various amount of factors. So first off, if you are playing on a realm, you're not going to want to place too many sand, because realms are already naturally laggy and a pretty good environment to obtain bedrock. If you are on mobile, I wouldn't place too many either, because they are fairly laggy in large quantities, the sand that is, and that also applies to Nintendo Switch, because Nintendo Switch isn't very powerful. Now, if you are on Windows 10, PS4, or Xbox, I would still not place too much sand, but about 4 stacks or so is okay. Now, in order to set this up, you're just going to want to dig down 4 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure you put water on top just like this. And then place your soul sand. Now, you have to do it in this order because there's a bug that if you place the soul sand first, the water will not make a bubble column. So just make sure to actually dig down 4 blocks first, put water, and then soul sand. Now, just go up by 4 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And place whatever amount of gravity blocks in there. So I'm just going to go in survival mode and I'm going to place 4 stacks. So gonna make a time lapse out of that. Alright, we placed in our 4 stacks, and as you can see, it's all bouncing up and down. And as you may see, my game is already starting to get very laggy, and that is with a very beefy PC. Now, again, this depends if you are in a realm, if you are in mobile, a Switch, whatever. So, my general recommendation would be 4 stacks if you are on single player Windows 10, Xbox, or PS4. If you are in a realm, I would go with 2 stacks. If you are mobile, I would go with 2 stacks. And if you are on mobile playing on a realm, just do 1 stack. Now, if this is starting to get laggy, you don't have to finish them out. I would just go right up until it's getting almost too annoying to play. So if you are a high frame rate enthusiast, for me this is going to be quite a nightmare, but this is necessary in order to properly obtain the actual Bedrock item. Alright, now before we fully start the mining process, you're going to want to place in your last snow golems. So just place a salt block on top right here. Keep in mind that this fountain is regenerating and it may get deleted before you get to place anything on its side. As you can see right here. Just make it like that. Have that block remove itself. And then you can just place 2 snow and a pumpkin on top. Push him into the corner and place a glass pane. Now this is going to keep the golem stuck in here, and he will keep placing snow layers on top of that block right here when it gets regenerated. Alright, now let's get started. So we have the described pickaxe right here, so it needs at least silk touch. Efficiency greatly helps, but it's not necessary, and same with Unbreaking 3. So you need silk touch on that pickaxe. If it doesn't have silk touch, this will never work. And yeah, we also have haste 2 from our beacon right here, and efficiency 5. This is so that we can mine the actual snow layers faster and have a high chance of obtaining Bedrock. Now you are going to want to go down here and make sure there is no snow right here, and there is an actual button on top. You're going to want to flick this lever and toggle the clock. Now wait about 30 seconds or 15, and as you can see, it's already getting very laggy. The block refuses to render properly, and we can actually just flick this, and then again, as I said before, you're going to want to break this block right here. Wait until it regenerates. I actually had to do tile drop set to false, so we're just going to set that to true. As you can see, if we break that, it breaks. Yes, I know, I am very smart. If it breaks, it breaks. But you're going to want to break this. Wait until it regenerates. And when it does regenerate, break it again. Press the button. And start mining. Keep holding left click down. And again, it does not work every time, but I'm going to record this for a while and show you when it does work. As you can see, the Bedrock block just dropped. That took quite a while, but as you can see, it's working, and we got our second one. Awesome. Now, I did put 1 more stack in this, in the actual soul sand elevator to make it a little laggier. And so we have a total of 5 stacks in there for now. So if you don't get it working right after about 15 tries or so, just add 1 more stack and you should be fine. As you can see, we already have 5 Bedrock blocks, which is awesome. 6. This will keep going, will it? Please? No, it stopped. But yeah, awesome. This works very well. Okay, let's see if we can get it working again. Yep, that works. As you can see, we're obtaining Bedrock, which is awesome. Now, do keep in mind that you have to use a Silk Touch pickaxe. A Silk Touch shovel will not work for this for some weird reason. So, yeah, but this is working very fine, as you can see. And I am totally enjoying this. Yeah, that broke for some reason. Now, if it does break for you and your mining session is basically over, just go back down, collect the button, and just break that piece of snow block, and you're going to want to toggle this clock again to push more snow layers on top, and just wait a little while, toggle that off again, and then break that, wait for it to regenerate, and once it actually does, break it again, press the button, and yeah, I did not place enough snow layers. So there you have it, folks. We got the actual Bedrock block item in Vanilla Survival. As you can see, we can place this just fine, and of course we cannot break it unless we use snow layers like we did back there. And if you are going to want to go back, make sure you brought an ender chest. I'm just going to do that for myself now. Give myself an ender chest. Put in your goods in there or whatever you have, and yeah, this is very laggy because of all the sand we have in the actual bubble elevator right here. and then just go right up here and just jump into the void, because this is pretty much the only way to get out without breaking the entire thing. Now, if you do want to break the entire thing, you can actually just punch one of the end crystals, and you know, everything will kind of be broken, but it's not all too hard to set up again. And yeah, I would definitely recommend building this Bedrock farm at some point in your Minecraft Bedrock Edition career, because you can make wither cages and wither killers anywhere using this Bedrock block right here. And yeah, this obtaining guide was made in Bedrock Edition 1.14. Now, this has to be done like that because the method of breaking the portals was different in 1.12 but patched in 1.13. So this works in 1.14. I will keep you up to date if this keeps working in future. If it doesn't, there will be a pinned comment in the actual comments saying that it doesn't work. Alright, so if you did enjoy this guide on how to obtain Bedrock, definitely leave a like on this video and make sure to subscribe, because I keep these useful tutorials and eventually also guides coming on a regular basis, and I'm pretty sure that you will enjoy all of them, because yeah, I put a lot of work into these, and that is why I think you should subscribe. But of course you don't have to, but that would be highly appreciated. Also, I have a Patreon page where you can support my work, and every dollar helps, and yeah, I would highly appreciate that, because as you may be able to tell, I put a lot of time and work into these videos. Now, I also have a Discord server, so if you want to join that, it's a cool place to hang out, and I would definitely recommend doing so. Now, I would like to thank you very much for watching, and I hope you got a ton of use out of this guide on how to obtain Bedrock in Vanilla Survival. My name is Nex, and bye bye!